Hello, friend! You are on the Top Football channel. Today we will tell you how famous football players ruin their careers with stupid and illegal actions. We assure you, it will be an exciting ride. Well, let's get started. Top 7 footballers who were criminals. But before we start, be sure to subscribe to our channel and like this video. Midfielder Charles N'Zogbia spent many years in English Premier League clubs and was even called up to the French national team. He showed a promising game, but the player also knew how to come up with problems off the pitch. For example, in England, Charles couldn't pass the theoretical test for obtaining a driver's license. In this regard, he decided to ask a friend for help and sent him to the exams instead. However, the examiners quickly noticed the trick, so when N'Zogbia came to take a test in person, he was detained by the police. The footballer was kept behind bars for a couple of days and then released on bail. This situation didn't spoil Charles's career in any way, but still he turned out to be a silly lad. The lesson here is that you should work hard and prepare for the test properly. From French to Brazilian. The next character we will tell you about is defender Breno Borges. In 2007, Bayern Munich paid 12 million euros for this guy. As part of the German Grand Club, Borges was more or less successful, because the next year after his transfer to the German club, he became the champion of the Bundesliga. True, in September 2011, Breno came up with a very bad idea. The player found out that his house was insured against fire for 1 million euros, and he decided to set it on fire in order to quickly get his money. He got drunk and did as he wanted, but at the same time he received several injuries, got poisoned with carbon monoxide, and went to hospital. Moreover, the footballer's plan failed. The police quickly uncovered his plan, and in 2012 the court sentenced Breno to 3 years and 9 months in prison. Bayern Munich immediately broke contract with him. Borges was released a year early, but all he could count on was returning to Brazil. Now he plays for Vasco da Gama, and obviously hasn't caught the attention of top clubs for a long time. As we move further, we will observe not the most terrible, but certainly the most stupid violation of the law. The anti-hero here is played by the goalkeeper of Manchester United, David De Gea, who in 2011 stole a donut in a supermarket. After moving to Manchester United from Atletico Madrid, the Spaniard didn't realise immediately that the English press would closely follow him. One day after returning home from training, De Gea and his friend entered the supermarket and, like petty thieves, decided to steal a donut. Not a chance. The security guard caught David and his friend leaving the store. They didn't start a criminal case against the football player and were punished with the usual fine. But, nevertheless, De Gea became the object of jokes by British journalists and fans on social networks. Warning: at the time, the Spanish goalkeeper was making £70,000 a week, and the donut only cost £1.19. What are you even thinking, David? We will never understand this. The fourth place is taken by the former striker of the Ukrainian Shakhtar squad, Brando. In 2014, the Brazilian moved to the French Bastia, where he spoiled his reputation badly. In the same summer, in the match against PSG, the striker's team was losing and he couldn't score a goal in any way because of the man-to-man marking of Parisian midfielder Thiago Motta. After the final whistle, Brando stayed late in the Parc des Princes under the stands to chat with his opponent. But when Motta approached Brando, he hit him in the face with his head and immediately ran away. What's with his wildness? As a result, the PSG midfielder was diagnosed with a nose fracture. Brando received a month in prison, 6 months of disqualification, and a fine of €20,000. This guy is clearly not familiar with sports professionalism. Wow, we have a lot of Brazilians today. Here's another story for you. Midfielder Cesar, who once played for Inter and Lazio, had a desire to go with a bad scam and was stuck in jail for 5 years. The matter is that 26 years ago, the first team of Cesar, Juventus, climbed to the top Brazilian division. The president of the club promised the players a $100,000 bonus and told them to come to the training base at noon. It was Cesar who decided to grab the entire amount for himself. On that day, the employees of the club were unexpectedly attacked by robbers with weapons. The money was stolen, and the police couldn't find the criminals and didn't understand who gave them that information in the first place. What happened next, you ask? Friends, get ready. This is the funniest thing. The very next day after the robbery, Cesar arrived at the base in an expensive new car. The club immediately guessed everything. During the investigation, the police found that the player was a sub-participant in the crime. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison. The Brazilian was released after 4 of them and resumed his career. He played for Lazio, Inter, and other Serie A clubs. But what a few years he wasted. Now Cesar is coaching the youth team of Lazio and is not going to repeat the mistakes of his youth. We award second place to the ex-striker of Palermo, Juventus, and the Italian national team, Fabrizio Miccoli. "10 years ago, a football player loaned €12,000 to his physiotherapist. He accepted the money, but couldn't return the debt to the player. Miccoli got angry and asked the Sicilian mafia for help to get the money back. As a result, Fabrizio still received his €12,000, but the mafiosi took 2 harsh measures and attracted the attention of the police. In October 2017, after a long investigation and trial, Miccoli was formally found guilty and sentenced to 3.5 years in prison. The footballer still remains behind bars. What can you say here? We are sure that in those years Miccoli, being the star of Palermo, made good money and could ignore the loss of €12,000. However, Fabrizio broke his life with one unnecessary decision. Friends, here's our first place. A story worthy of a movie. The spotlight is on renowned Colombian goalkeeper René Higuita, who has scored 41 career goals and is famous for his legendary scorpion kick. In 1990, this goalkeeper was named the best player in South America. So by making use of his stellar status, Higuita became friends with Pablo Escobar, the main drug lord in history. Deciding to make easy money, René became a drug carrier. Once upon a time, Escobar's men kidnapped the daughter of crime boss Luis Carlos Molina. He had to pay Pablo's ransom to keep the girl alive. Escobar wanted a reliable person to control the transfer of money, and it turned out to be Higuita. He skipped his training session that day to earn the $64,000 that the drug cartel had promised him. However, the ransom didn't happen at all. The police quickly tracked down Pablo's crew, including Higuita. The footballer went to prison for 7 months, missed the World Cup in the United States, and when he was released, Escobar had already been killed. Since then, Higuita never connected his life with the drug business again, and rightly so. Friends, what other stories about criminal football players do you know? Share the ones you recently got to know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching. See you in new videos. Bye bye!